Hello there everyone, it's Eliana in sunny California, Los Angeles, and in this short installment I want to cover with you how you can calm your anxiety if you ever find yourself suffering from that. I don't think I'm the only one who has ever suffered from anxiety. I'm specifically referring to those times where if you ever experience you're moving towards a new something, leaving something old behind, going towards something new, and you take a step forward, and just when you're taking, panic arises. If you're giving a presentation, or you're daring to speak your truth about some dream that you've had, or maybe you're not even that far yet, because if we don't address our anxiety, it manifests itself as you stop yourself from expressing yourself, and that may look like that you sit with yourself for a while, maybe in meditation, and you prepare yourself to take an action, and then you go down and freak out. What does freaking out look like? Maybe if it's making a telephone call, or speaking to somebody to research your idea, or to ask for help, you don't pick up the telephone. Or here's a big one, somebody else's needs come before yours. Either the kids, or the aging parent, or a spouse, or a friend that calls you for help, and their needs take precedence over yours, so that you end up doing for others, and then you don't end up moving forward or taking that action which quells the anxiety for the moment, but it just goes back underground again. And the danger of that is that it forms this self-fulfilling prophecy of, I can't do it. And it's not conscious. Because anxiety gets triggered in our brains. We have a center called the amygdala. And the amygdala is the fear center, and it's subconscious. Its role is to keep us safe. And way back when our original traumas or our original wounding happens, something triggered in the past that, there's danger, and that fear comes up, so that our body can help us, can save us. The problem is that as time goes on and we respond to that anxiety, to that fear, the amygdala, it forms a habit, it forms a fear habit, so that even when you're going towards something positive, as life is, as nature is, every time we go to expand, there's a contraction, because we're moving towards something bigger. So that old habit of the anxiety gets stirred up. Now, there is a way that you can use healing sound to quell that anxiety, and when you do that, it can really help you bridge that gap between bridge the gap and build a bridge from where you've been to where you want to go. For example, I have a client that recently we've been working together. Her name is Naomi, and she is a divorced woman, and she raised her kids. She's a entrepreneur, has an event planning company, and she's done very well, but she's done very, very well because she's had to. She like works nonstop. She put her daughter through college, and now her daughter is out on her own. She's very, very proud of that. And we've just come through the holiday season, and this woman was like, she organized parties and events, and here in Southern California, it's parties galore. It's not just in LA, but boy, it's like she had every day like 3 different events, and she broke. She got sick in the middle of the holidays. Now, what happened was that as we worked through this, my suggestion to her was to stop. She freaked out because if she was afraid if she stopped that the money would stop coming in. And she said, I don't have if I stop working, if I take time for myself, and this is the busiest time of year, then there's not going to be any money coming in, and the clients aren't going to be happy. What came uncovered was that back as a child, when she took time, when she didn't feel well, she grew up in an environment where kids are seen and not heard. And when she didn't feel well, her mother was so distracted that it was a bother to her mother for her being ill. So she actually equated taking time with herself. Any time there was that as well, it would bring up huge anxiety and panic. And so it would cause her to shut down her emotions. And now, 40 years later, in her business, she wouldn't take time out to just take care of her basic needs, to be in bed or take a day off or take a weekend off. I mean, she was like 24/7, but it was manic. There are times where we have to take care of things, and when there's a busy season, yes, but that's different than when you don't listen to the discomfort inside of yourself and you ignore it. Then you're actually violating yourself. And so the healing sound practices that I taught her were based on simple humming. Humming is just an amazing way that penetrates the pores of your body and naturally calms you. And there are many, many different ways to work with humming. In fact, that's the basis of the entire research that we did in the neonatal intensive care unit in wartime. Well, what happened is that by her, what I showed her was how she could use humming to approach that amygdala. Because what was happening is she was getting triggered right and left, and it caused that fight or flight. And in her case, she'd fight being doing more, saying yes, pleasing the client, because what got triggered was her survival. And that is what ended up putting her in bed, sick, not being able to function. But then with the healing sound, she was able to soothe herself and take care of herself. She took a few days off and then came back better than ever, able to ask for help and to follow through on that with grace and with confidence and humility that enabled her to pace herself during these holidays, such that she's at the other end of the holidays starting the year off on the right foot. So I wonder if you can relate to this when you're in the midst of something that's new and it might actually be good for you. Know that that is a It's a normal response if you have in the past suffered from anxiety, and if you have past wounding in your, in childhood. The response, like a post-traumatic response to that, is this fight, flight, or otherwise just freezing. And you can use your voice by humming to calm yourself, and that can act as a bridge between, if it's frozen, to unfreeze yourself, if it's flight, to stop yourself in action, or if it's fighting, in that doing more, to stop and take some time for yourself. It seems so counterintuitive. How could I stop? I need to move forward. Yet if you don't stop, you're on a ticket to hell, to stress, to heart disease. And we women are it's the silent killer for women in midlife. It's a big deal taking care of yourself. It's really important. And you have your voice right there that can help you. If you would like some help with that, reach out to me, send me a PM. If you are in the Southern California region, we're having a retreat at the end of this month. It's a replenish your energy and reignite your passion, which we will be working with many different ways to use healing sound to replenish your energy and refill your well and reignite your passion. Because if you have been either doing till you drop, or freezing, and you've got anxiety and fear that comes up that prevents you from moving forward, well, this is going to be such a great experience for you. And if you're not in Southern California, well, reach out to me anyway, because there are other ways that I would be happy to help you to show up for yourself and to stop stopping yourself. Is this something that has anxiety stopped you from moving forward? And if so, how? Please comment below. I'm very, very curious, and wishing you all a wonderful, wonderful day, and look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.